Yeah, good morning, my Teaserking family. How's everybody today? I hope everybody's well. I'm doing fine. Let's recap yesterday's action. The professor just about hit that Kansas City game. I had 23-10 Kansas City. They won 23-12, I believe. And it would have been 23-10 had they not let up the safety. Pretty fucking good. My bet was Kansas City minus 2.5, and I also bet the under 48, so I won them both. The next game, Detroit and Washington. I did warn that Washington could win. They had beaten Philadelphia and Atlanta and Tampa. Detroit, Jared Goff with one of his better games. As I've warned you before about Jared Goff being a choke. And that's exactly what happens. He choked. But that's what he does. He's always a choke. So 45-31, Washington. I had 37-23, Detroit winning. I thought Detroit would get 37. Had he not thrown there's four interceptions in the game and a fumble. So he fumbled at the 15-yard line through an interception in the end zone. Had to rely on trick plays, a double reverse. Why you have Williams throwing a ball, I have no idea. You should have had the receivers go out and let the running back throw it because the receivers know how to get open. Just a second, I got to get my coffee. So again, Goff does what he does in big games. He chokes. This is why the Rams let him go, because he choked in the Super Bowl. 13-3 to New England was a joke. He choked in the Pac-10 championship game against Utah, 5 turnovers. Hi, David. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the class. This is a class, so please ask questions and comments. I will respond. Whatever you want to talk about. Mostly it's football, and then we get into economics, gold, inflation, whatever is on your mind. I'm adept at that. So Detroit gives up 45-31. Washington, Penix, I think, will win the Super Bowl. I don't. They've already beaten Philadelphia, and then they're going to play Kansas City, and I don't think Kansas City can stop them. As good as whatchamacallit's defense, Pagnolio's. In that environment, now Detroit had a lot of injuries, but in that environment, to come out and they, I think they punted once, and I don't remember, maybe not, but let's say they did. I mean, they just scored at will. I mean, it was a joke. They got a pick six. So my question with Washington was their defense. Well, their defense holding Detroit to 31 is very good at home. And I thought they were a very solid defense, but I don't think you can stop this offense. Penix, he's right there now. It's Mahomes, Penix, and Burrow in a class by themselves. And then, like, this is why I have Goff so low, is because in a big game he chokes. At Houston, threw 5 picks. Last championship game against the Niners, he choked. He got him up, and then he didn't finish the job, and they lost. So I don't just make things up or say things just for creative. I tell you what I feel and what I think and what I'm watching. When has Jared Goff won a big game? And you can't tell me because he's never won one. Okay, he beat last year. He beat a Rams team and a Tampa Bay team that sucked. I don't think he would have beaten Philadelphia next week if he got there. Bobby Bo, what's going on? I did some stoic for you yesterday, Bobby Bo. Jalen Daniels, he's going to challenge your boy Mahomes. I'll tell you, that's going to be a great Super Bowl. And I think Jalen Daniels is going to win it. You can't fuck with the LSU boys. You know that, Bobby. And I love it because the radio kept saying how, you're going to go buy your Super Bowl tickets and buy your championship tickets. And these idiots are paying like $1,000 to go to this game day. I mean, Joe Burrow definitely, he gets it. He doesn't choke. Against Baltimore, he puts up 36 points twice. I mean, that he knew what he was doing. That's not really against Chase. But having Chase helped him. We didn't know who Chase and Jefferson were in college until they got drafted. I mean, we saw what Burrow was doing. But we never thought, he's got Chase and Jefferson. What he did at LSU, I think they averaged 45 points a game. I mean, that's Burrow understanding Burrow. So I don't think it's just because he had no Chase. If you put Burrow on the Lions, they'd score 10 more points a game. If you put Burrow on Washington, that's your question. If Burrow was on Washington, would Washington be doing all this? I don't know. It's a different system, and Daniels runs pretty good. I honestly think he's more clutch than Burrow. I don't know about that. Burrow's pretty fucking clutch. Burrow might be a better seasoned quarterback, but I'll take Jaden to win over Joe all day. Well, I think you can't go wrong with either, but I take them both over Golf. Joe is more of a product of Chase, both in Illinois, yeah. But I root for all of them. I don't trust the Goffs and the Lamars and Cousins. They all choke. And that's really my point. When I grade a quarterback, that's what I'm grading him on. Is Lamar any good? All right. Look at today's game. Are you betting on Lamar? Or are you betting on Josh Allen, who's also a little choker? I'm not betting Lamar today, and I don't trust Lamar to win. Let's put it this way. If Baltimore was playing at Washington and Baltimore is a 1-point favorite, I'd be all over Washington. And I'd be betting the game over. They're a beautiful over team. Sorry, my internet is slow. But I agree with you, Bobby Bo. Daniel showed you was really just McLaurin and a couple of – this is why I laugh at Caleb. Here, Chicago could have had Daniels. They take Caleb. At what point did you think Caleb was better than Daniels? Caleb got killed in the Notre Dame game, lost to UCLA, lost to Oregon. And Daniels was going up against Alabama and Georgia and doing just fine against Alabama until he got knocked out of the game. That was Saban's game plan. The only way we can win is we got to knock him out with a cheap shot. But he's played in those big games. Like I said, those are bigger games than when he played yesterday. Because in college, beating Alabama is it. I agree, Professor. I took Buffalo to win, but I'm a bit concerned. I'm not really concerned. So let's look at today's games. So in today's games, and I gave you my scores, and I'll give them to you again. I nailed the Kansas City game. I had 23-10 Kansas City. It was 23-12. All right, Philly is 6.5, 7. There is snow in Philly. I bet this game 2 ways. Baltimore, 1.5, 1 hasn't moved, and 51.5 hasn't moved. It is cold there, very cold. It was cold in Kansas City, and they still put up 23 points. And it didn't look like it was cold. He threw the ball hard. He hit Kelsey. He hit the guy in the long pass. Just fine. So there was no. This is why the cold weather I don't buy is like not betting it. It's just a strong win, which is why I bet the under in the game. We did have a strong win there. So I had Kansas City minus 2.5 and under 48. And both won in 2 separate teasers. Detroit, I had minus 2.5, which I lost, but I did go over 49.5, which I won at halftime. It was 31-21. I already won the over at halftime in a 49, 55-point total of 49.5. Bobby, hell yeah, great call, Fresher. You're the man. Thank you, Bobby Bo. You got Buffalo as well. Well, David, in this case, you got a home dog. I mean, with a team like Buffalo, which I went through the stats with you yesterday. Buffalo is 15-3 in a teaser, 8-1 as a home favorite, 6-1 as a road dog, and they've never been a home dog in 2 years. I don't know the last time they were a home dog. Baltimore, why is Baltimore favored in this game? I got Buffalo minus 3. My score is Buffalo 31, Baltimore 24. Total of 51.5. So I've gone over in the game, and I've taken Buffalo as a home dog. That's my teaser. Allen against Lamar. Allen is much better overall. Lamar's not going to run. They'll take the run away. He's going to hand off to Henry. But the problem with relying on Henry and handing it off, if you get down, if it's 21-7 Buffalo, what's Baltimore going to do? Lamar can't throw, and then you've got Henry. You can't run Henry down 14. So you're really fucked. Now, Henry's good if you got the lead. Then he milks the clock. But Buffalo, 30 points a game. They did lose to Baltimore at Baltimore. I think there was injuries on Buffalo's defense, which are back. But when I look at the game, Baltimore will score. Buffalo will score. They're not going to hold Buffalo to nothing. Buffalo will be emotional at home. It's cold, which I don't think Lamar, since he's from Florida, will like that. He's from Florida. He went to Louisville. But I don't think he will like 5-degree weather. And he can't pass anyway. He kind of chucks the ball. But after watching Daniels yesterday, I keep thinking Penix because they're very similar. After watching Daniels yesterday, neither of these guys are close to him. Mahomes is, and Joe Burrow is, but that's it. Those 3 are elite, and you got Penix coming up the way. Oh yeah, but not Caleb. See, Daniels he's taking you to the Super Bowl in his first year. And Caleb won, 4 games? And, we got to get better. And the thing that kills me about Caleb, they get him 3 wide receivers, Oducey, and we'll get Keenan Allen and the other guy, DK Metcalf, or DK, whatever his name is. So they got the 3 receivers for him. They babied him. Daniels doesn't have 3 receivers. He's got McLaren, who's okay. He's not as good as whatchamacallit, the San Diego guy. So He's doing it with just regular receivers and regular running backs. Nobody's superstar on his team but him. And because of the rookie, now if I was them, I'd be signing this guy to 5 years at 25 million or whatever I could get for him. I think Washington wins the Super Bowl versus Kansas City because to do what you did last night. All right, Detroit, I know has injuries on defense, but to do what you did at Detroit, you've got 4 picks and a fumble. That Goff choked at the 15-yard line. He fumbles. Throws an interception in the end zone. I like that Sandstrom from Michigan. He's the only Michigan player I like. He's their cornerback on Washington who looked really good. He had a couple picks. That's the whole point. If you could go into Detroit, as crowded and as crazy it is there, these people are like idiots. I see people with Detroit gear. I just laugh. I would never own any Detroit stuff. I'd rather have like Joe Montana or Lawrence Taylor or stuff like that. But it was all these people are going to be crying because they're not fans. They're just jumping on because Detroit's doing well. 5 years ago, they would never have gone to a Detroit game. And they paid $850 or $1,000 for a ticket to go to that game? Are you kidding me? You know what we'd be doing, Bobby Bo? We'd be going to the coin store, and it was on the radio about asking about the tickets. Would you sell your tickets? And if I don't know what they cost to buy them originally, but if I could get in the neighborhood of $2,000 for them, I would have sold them and gone to the coin store, which is what I did on Friday. To answer your question, Bobby, yes, I went and bought a 1-ounce Cougaran and a 1/10 of an ounce Eagle for $3,000, and I was very happy that the Cougarans. They were 40. He was 28.43 for an Eagle and 27.93 for a Cougaran. It's a no-brainer. It's an ounce of gold, and I'll get into that in a minute. Let me read this. David, is it snowing in the Philly game? Well, let's take a look. I believe it is. It doesn't matter. The cold weather will hurt Stafford and the Rams anyway, but let's take a look. Weather, snow, rain, overcast, 33 degrees, snow, little bit of a wind. Let me check the other site. So I go to NFL weather and definitely snow. Let's read this one. A little better forecast. Heavy snow and area of blowing snow than areas of blowing snow. Snow in areas of blowing snow before 9 p.m. The game's at 3:30. Then areas of blowing snow and a chance of snow. Mostly cloudy with a low around 18. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Chance of precipitation is 90%. New snow. So you got snow in the game, which favors Philadelphia. The cold favors Philadelphia because the Rams are an indoor warm weather team, just like Houston was, right? And I told you, Houston's not going to like the cold, and the Rams aren't going to like the cold. This predicates to running and defense, which is what Philly does better than anybody with Barkley and a killer Georgia defense. So definitely this makes this game a really definite over in the line of 44. Is that the line? What did I say the line? The line's 40. Well, let's see. No, it's 43.5. So it's 6.5, 43.5. So it's a great under bet. It was the first bet I made. I bet the game under. And then after thinking about it's a playoffs and the home team wins about 90% of the time. That's why I took Detroit yesterday. Took KC. That's why I got Buffalo, and that's why I took Philadelphia. You try to play the better defense and you try to pay the better quarterback, but it's the defense first. And then if you got a running attack like we do with Barkley, Philly's gold today, and especially defensively, because Barkley's just going to run the ball, keep it away from Stafford. They don't have a running attack. Pukanuka, they'll just take Pukanuka away. They'll put Slay on him, and then Cooper Kupp's not been doing much. But if you blitz Stafford, he chokes. He always did in the Lions games, right? When as soon as you blitzed him, he just falls apart. So Philly will blitz the hell out of them, and it'll be the defense. So I got this game, Philly 27, LA 10. And then in our last game, we got Baltimore, Buffalo. Like I said, Baltimore 1.5, 51.5. And let's dig into the weather here. The weather here is chance of snow showers, 3-mile-an-hour winds, 12 degrees, a chance of snow showers before 1 a.m., then snow, mostly cloudy with a low around 6. Wind chills will be -6, northwest winds 1 to 8 miles an hour. Winds won't be a problem. Chance of rain, 9%, new snow. So it could snow, but it's going to be fucking cold. And Lamar don't like cold. Buffalo is used to it. I got Buffalo winning 31-24 with the wind chill. Even the ice ball was 16 below in Green Bay when they played Dallas in 66. It was still like 21-17. They still put up 38 points, right? So you can still score even though it's freezing out. It does make it a little more difficult. But you run around to keep warm, I guess. But yeah, Lamar's not going to like the cold. Allen lives in it. He wants Kansas City. Lamar's just a choke, as we know, so I don't see that. Buffalo 15-3 this year. 8-1 is a home favorite, and they've never been a home dog in 2 years. So that means they're good at home as the favorite, and they win. And they did beat Kansas City there, right? Baltimore's 12-1, 12-2 is a road favorite, 15-3 overall. So Baltimore covers, and they're pretty good as a road favorite. So again, my score there, 31-24. Bobby, I really like Penix too. We just need a bigger sample. Well, I couldn't believe they didn't play. I told you that sit out about 5 games and then put Penix in. No, we got to keep playing Kirk Cousins because we're paying him until they found out he sucks. Then he goes 4 bad games in a row. And then you finally bring in Penix, and you would have made the playoffs if you would have played Penix at like week 8. Atlanta would be playing Washington for the championship. So, again, terrible coaching. Kirk Cousins is like a Darnell to me. Yeah, he's terrible. It was funny when they showed the fans near the end of the game and looked devastated. They're believing that the Lions are good. When have I said the Lions are good? And I would say the Lions are good if they were good. I tell you, I brag on Philadelphia. I brag on Washington. Kansas City. And Cincinnati I brag on. But Cincinnati, we know, doesn't have a defense. Yeah, they paid all that money just to see the Lions be a one and done to a rookie quarterback, and they still don't have medals on top of that. I'm tired of hearing Daniels as a rookie quarterback. He played 5 years in college, and because he played at LSU, and they played Alabama every year in Georgia, he ain't a rookie quarterback. And I think Bo Nix kind of looked like a rookie at times, especially against Buffalo, but I don't think that Penix is really a rookie, and I don't think Daniels. Caleb's a rookie. Caleb looks like he's lost there in the headlights. Penix, they're blitzing Penix. He's running out the back door, and the guy came on this side, and he kept running that way. Penix knows what he's doing. He always finds these guys open. I've never seen anything like this guy, where they're blitzing him or these guys are coming, and look at the first touchdown. The Lions blitzed. He knew where they were blitzing. He threw it to the outside, and there was 2 other receivers, and McLaurin ran like 70 yards for a touchdown. He read the blitz. Caleb has not read the blitz. Lamar can't read the blitz. Josh Allen can't read the blitz. Hey, Todd. Umpiring softball all weekend inside the dome. Stopped at casino yesterday. Played Washington and over. Good boy. Kansas City and under. Did not play Buffalo, Baltimore. Played two teams. Posted for 6-team teaser. Hey, Pat. Welcome. How are you today? How's Singapore? Bloomberg has written on Friday that there is a chaotic frenzy for gold in London. That's good news. I bought my gold Friday. I got $27.90. I bought a Cougar Grand. I got a tenth of an ounce for $300. So I hope you're well. Pat, how's your mother? Is she? Did we cure her yet with the cancer? So I see the refs are really bad. You're 2 feet away from the guy, and the guy catches the ball out of bounds, and we got to go to replay. Why do we got to go to replay when the ref's 3 feet away? What is the point of the ref if he can't make that call? Why is he there? I think a lot of this is socialist. What do you mean by that in football? Well, because what are they doing? They keep bringing in the refs, like the law, like the government, and they keep, well, we need to double check. We got to make sure it's fair. Well, that's socialism is fair, it's not fair. It's not supposed to be fair. You have a ref. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to get close, but he's there to make the call. If he calls it a touchdown, it's a touchdown. If he calls him inbounds, it's inbounds. Even if his toe, when you magnify the screen 1,000% is out, he's right there. He's calling it a catch. It's a catch. Move on. Quit stopping the game so we can look at the refs. And I heard something from Troy Aikman. I almost fell off my couch that I think it was in the Kansas City game that when they went up 21-7 or something like that, no, it's 21-10 or 21-12 or whatever, that when they scored their last touchdown, Casey, he says, well, they should have went for 2 to make it a 9-point game. And it's like, but if they don't make it, it's a 7-point game, you idiot. You've got to kick the extra point and go up 8 and make them score and get the 2-point conversion to tie you. Because it's not easy to get the 2-point conversion. That's why they kick the extra point to go up 8. You would never go for 2. These announcers are at their heads so far up their ass, or they're being told what to do. They're just puppets. It makes you want to throw up. Which casino did Todd go to? Is he in Vegas? No, he's in Iowa, so he goes to a casino close to there. I think the real problem is in silver. Mother's doing good. Good. I'm glad, Pat. Yeah, I mean, and the key with cancer is just stop eating. I just finished a 52-hour fast yesterday. I ate Thursday at noon, and I didn't eat till last night. And I could have went till today, but I was like, nah, I better eat something. I really just wanted to go like 30, 35 hours. And when I got to 48, and then I got to 52, I said, well, yeah, let's eat. So it's always good to get a 52-hour fast in. I thought I was kind of eating too many cookies, like I know not to, but sometimes you just get that craving. And I just wanted to clean myself, and so I did. So I feel much better today. You're welcome, Pat. You guys are my family. Yeah, that'll make sure everybody's okay. Todd, Bobby, the Quad Cities, Bertoloff, Iowa, called the Isle. Interesting. Do you break your fast with a particular meal? I had a salad. I had, of course, this. I had avocado, and I had barbecue chicken breast. So I had some chicken. I was going to have an omelet, but I wanted a salad. Today I'll have an omelet. Usually I try to eat chicken or tuna, and then my fruits and vegetables. And I'm fine. I never really get sick because I ate the wrong foods after the fast. But no, just my normal diet. Oh yeah, there goes the pita with. No, this one has butter on it. I put butter in the frying pan, and it's just butter. Well, yeah, because I've been working and I've been coming on after work, I tend to I go to the pool first, and then I eat, and then I come on. So I'm not eating while I'm on, but on the weekends, because I fasted. Now it's 11:30, and I get on. Uh, and I haven't eaten, and I'm coming off of fast where I'm fucking hungry. So yeah, it's good to I'm still very hungry because of the 52 hours. Like it takes you a day or two to really calm down. So I'm drinking my water with the ginger and everything. But I'll go swimming after and then watch the football games. Kevin, welcome to the class, Kevin. Any thoughts? Baltimore Ravens, you think they will win today? No, I don't think they win. I think Buffalo wins 31-24. First of all, Buffalo at home is really tough. Baltimore is a good road favorite, but they're going to have trouble with Josh Allen. I also think Lamar will not like 5 degree below zero, being from Florida, playing at Louisville, and he's never really played in anything under 27 degrees. And I think Buffalo, they did beat Kansas City at home, and I see Lamar in the playoffs, and he's like Goff. He's not going to show up against Kansas City last year. They what was it, 27-10 or something. Um, Buffalo doesn't have KC's defense or Spagnola, but Buffalo will, I think, win the game at home. I think they're very tough. I like what they did against Denver last week. Put up 31 on a very good Denver defense. I don't think Baltimore's got a very good defense. Burrow lit them up twice for 36 points. And then they beat like nobody. Pittsburgh doesn't score, and then I think they beat uh, Cleveland or some other weak offenses. You've got to watch who they beat because there's good quarterbacks. If they beat Washington 31-9, I'd say, wow. But if they played Washington, Washington would put up 50 points on them. They have a weak defense, and Josh Allen will take advantage, even in the cold. But it's a big edge that Buffalo is at home. And the fact that Buffalo is a home dog. Are you kidding me? And the teams know about home dogs, right? They know Josh Allen's sitting there going, fuck, we're home dogs. And I'm sure Daniel said that yesterday. Shit, we're 9.5 point dogs to the Lions. Are you kidding? They know what's going on in the betting. So it's not going to be easy at Buffalo as a dog. Are you kidding me? So I got Buffalo winning at least in a teaser. Getting Buffalo in 7.5 is gold. And I liked it over, but I think I'd lean more to Buffalo with the cold weather. I'm not sure how much Baltimore will score because Lamar will freeze up, but Buffalo will still put up 30. They're used to it off the lake there, off of Niagara Falls. Bobby, I need to get back on the pitas. That reminds me. Okay. And the pig's ears. Kevin, Lamar Jackson does not play well in the cold. Well, he does not play well in the playoffs. He does not play well against good defenses. And what Buffalo will do is you blitz your linebackers on and quarterbacks like that is they just put the pressure on them. Detroit tried to do that with Daniels, and it didn't matter. I see I'm trying to reconnect. Why am I having internet issues? Is it the Russians? So that's what Buffalo will do and that's what Kansas City does is just blitz Lamar, and he's dead. He can't read it, and there's no safety valve. Zay Flowers is doubtful, so I doubt he's playing. You can give the ball to Henry, but I would assume Buffalo is keying on Henry first, making Lamar throw to beat him, which he can't do. Lamar's not a good. I don't know all the big, he's the MVP. How in the world is he the MVP over Daniels or Mahomes or Burrow? Burrow should be the MVP playing with half a team, and he's putting up 30 points a game. Mahomes they've only lost one game, but he sucks. And then Daniels, how is Daniels not the MVP? Are you kidding me? He's the only one that went into Philadelphia and beat them and put up 30 points on Philly. Nobody puts up 30 points. Philly played Baltimore, right? And it was like 31-10. Baltimore did not show up. So be careful. Philly's very dangerous too. Lamar's a choke, just like golf. I knew golf. I would have, if they would have won and played Philly, I would have bet Philly next week, because there's no way golf is getting to the Super Bowl and winning it. It's never going to happen. He's a choke, and he showed you that yesterday. They get to the 10, he fumbles. Then he throws an interception in the zone. Then he throws another interception. He overthrows this guy. He can't handle pressure. This is why the Rams got rid of him. So what are the Lions? He mistakenly becomes good when the games don't matter. And look at the Houston game, five interceptions against Houston because they pressured him. That's the key to golf. The Rams tried that in the first week. They pressured him, and he sucked. Stafford has the same problem. Philly will blitz Stafford today, and he'll go down. And he doesn't like the cold weather, even though they played in Detroit. They played in a little dome, and when they'd go to Green Bay or Chicago, he didn't show up. You pressure these guys, and they don't know how to handle it. Where Daniels, he read it and went around. Daniels is great. Mahomes understands it, sees it. Burrow understands it, sees it. And that's the difference. Hurts is not there yet either. So I see Josh Allen, because he's able to run away from the pressure, that he'll be the difference today. So I'll be surprised if Buffalo loses the game, but it certainly will be a close game. And certainly the play is tease it plus 7.5. And I'd play it with the Philly under, and there you go. I did like Buffalo over. Like I said, I it's hard with the weather, but there's no way Baltimore is going in and winning by 20 points. It's not. That's insane. At worst, it's 31-30 Buffalo or Baltimore, elite score. But Lamar's not bringing you back like Daniels and Mahomes did, right? What does Mahomes do? He wins the games, right? They needed a touchdown yesterday. They got the touchdown. Then they kicked the field goal to go up 10. No, they were up 8. They go up 11 with the field goal. He puts the games away, right? He gets the first down. He hits Kelsey. Kelsey's always wide open. It amazes me why they play zones with Kelsey. I would play like a boxing one in basketball. I would put a guy on Kelsey or two. Take him away. He's always wide open. And you just, as Bobby would say, shake my head. Why aren't they covering Kelsey? You can't really blitz Mahomes because he reads it and he gets away from it. He's got that little thing that Daniels has where they can dance around. But that's where you're at. So today's game, Philly 27-10, Buffalo 31-24 in the cold. But Buffalo is used to it. So let's see. Pat, you had a silver question. Bloomberg has written on Friday that there is a chaotic frenzy for gold in London. So what we're waiting for. So I got kind of insulted the other day when I came and starts bitching at me about Bitcoin. I talked him out of it, and I guess he would have bought it and it went up and he would have made money. And I'm going, well, it's a Ponzi scheme. And I talked about it yesterday that it's not, if I can't touch it, I can't put it in my hands, it's not real. And that was what the whole concert of why I'm telling you not to play Bitcoin, because this is real, I can hold it. You're welcome, Bobby Bo. But if it's what is Bitcoin? It's electricity. It's a computer thing. You don't even know if it's real. It might not even be real, but people are betting on it. At least football, we can watch the games and we know, yeah, that's real, but we can't do it We can't do it in Bitcoin or any of the digital crypto type of thing. So he got mad because I told him not to play it, but he doesn't understand the reason. And then I tell you to buy gold, and as Luke always is going, when's it going up? And I keep saying, we know it's going. We know this. We know the story. That's why I bring up the Titanic. We know that it hit the ice, and we know the water's coming in, so we can conclude the boat's going to sink. Now, it's not going to sink right away, but over a course of time, it'll sink. And that's what the dollar is. It's worth 1 cent, and it's going to sink, and it's sinking. And the conclusion is you buy gold and silver. Well, when's the gold and silver going up? It's going to go up. Just let the boat sink. And there's nothing they can do with the boat but sink it, because they got to print $1 trillion for the debt and all the Social Security, Medicare, all the benefits for the government employees, and $8 trillion every quarter for the debt, which is 36 trillion going to 37, going to 40 until the dollar goes to zero. All the countries are getting out of it and going to BRICS and going to gold. Why be in Bitcoin when you can be in gold? That's extremely cheap, going to the moon. And that's really the argument, is when is it going? It's not when will it go. We know it will go. It's more when than if. And again, this is not this is a fact, not a what's the word? Not an opinion. This is fact. It will. It's always done this throughout the time since the Romans. The people in charge print the money to death because they don't understand that you can't keep printing, and therefore you go into something like gold or silver to do that. And that's what we're at. Anyway, so I tried to tell them. So I think that's football. Tomorrow night, I like the game under. I think Ohio State wins 20-17 against Notre Dame. I don't like the 8.5. I think Notre Dame's played too well. They beat Penn State. So I don't really like that game. Let me see if I'm still live. Am I still live, or did I stop? Am I still live? Am I still live? I'm still live. Okay. So let's go through a few things.
If a man took testosterone therapy for 30 days,
I hate these
here's
fucking
exactly
commercials
how
on
his
YouTube.
body will Damn, the rules are so relaxed.
So why is the NBA dying?
I go watch the game. There's no more creativity. There's no more imagination. We have basically robots running.
So the thing is, why NBA viewership is down 35% or more? Because nobody watches it because it sucks.
Or whether it's just people demanding higher interest.
Here's Mark McGuire on. Here's my comments to Mark McGuire. So he's got the three morons on, and here's my comment. And I'm asking him, well, how about what's happening with BRICS, gold-backed currency, gold 3,000, U.S. dollar going to zero? Why don't you bring this up? That's why we watch, not to see the Three Stooges, who are clueless. The professor. I always sign it the professor. Seriously, these three again, what a waste of time. And he's got Andy Scheckman, Hemke, and some other guy that they're all clueless. they're not economists. I think I say that, maybe not. They're not, so they're just salesmen and they don't really know what they're talking about, and it gets frustrating. BRICS expands to 19. They've added Nigeria now, and they added Indonesia. So they added some big players. So that's 19 countries now accumulating gold. The demand for gold keeps going up and up and up. The price is being kept down by JP Morgan because I have no idea. I think, as I've talked about image before, where they're trying to make the image of, go into Bitcoin, go into the stock market, and stay out of gold. That's what they're trying to tell you. As I mentioned, and I'll mention again, prices are signals. The image is what they want to present. So if you present that gold's only 2,700 and silver's only 30, you don't want to buy it. The signal is they're low. You don't want to buy it. Bitcoin's 100,000. The stock market's way up. That's what you want to get into. That's not what you want to get into, but that's the signal they give you. That's what they're trying to drive you to, because they can control you in paper. So in paper, as I say on the Titanic, that's Bitcoin, that's stocks, that's bonds, that's real estate trust, everything in paper that's valued in dollars. However, you'll say, well, gold's valued in dollars, but gold is money and gold is valued in gold. If you took the dollar out, gold would still have a value, and that's the difference. And we don't know what that value is, but it's nowhere near 2,700, especially if what Pat's saying, where there's a frenzy for gold in London. I wouldn't be surprised when Trump takes office on Monday. I don't know if the markets will be open. If it's not Monday, it'll be Tuesday. You're going to see gold much higher. I have this feeling that they didn't want Biden to look like the bad guy. They do want Trump to look like the bad guy, and they'll pound, oh, look, Trump's in office. Look, gold went up and the dollar's going down. And I think that's what you're going to see. So these are the three idiots I was talking about on Mark McGuire. So Sheckman, I don't know the other two guys. One of them's Hemke, and I don't know the other. And they're one guy writes a gold report, but he doesn't know what he's talking about. Sheckman just trying to sell gold, doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. He says the supplies are down, or people are buying. That's all he's good for. Geez, we didn't know that with BRICS. We know that. But the question to Mark McGuire is, when is you told us in October gold-backed currency? When are we getting that? You said gold 3,000 by the end of the year. We're in January. We still don't have gold 3,000. What the fuck are you talking about? So you should bring these up. Now you show us these stupid graphs, which I don't like. I think the graphs are useless. Just tell us what's going on. So answer those questions. What's going on? All right, here's a little Thomas Sowell for you.
Let's step back. 1983 until 2008, the American economy experiences a quarter of a century of nearly uninterrupted economic growth. Then, beginning in the autumn of 2008, trouble. What went wrong?
Well, actually, it started much earlier.
1997.
It was the housing boom, followed by the housing bust, which occurred in 2006.
2006,
so the reverberations of that is, there are people out there who had trillions of dollars invested in security based upon mortgages, and when people stopped paying their mortgage, securities vanished into thin air.
So you do not argue that this was a financial crisis that spilled over into the real economy. You argue that it was a problem in the real economy, particularly the housing market,
Yes.
that started the problem in the financial sector.
Oh, absolutely. If people had kept paying their mortgages, the securities would have been good, and we would have all lived happily ever after.
Let's take a step.
Until we got the heavy inflation. I like Thomas Sowell. He's good. All right, Bobby, this is for you. This is Stoic.
Drinking before bed dropped me from 247 to 196 while I slept.
Bodies to endure, to face adversity with courage, how to stay calm and positive in life. Life has its way of shaking us. It tests our limits, throws obstacles in our path, and challenges us to our very core. Yet, in the face of all this turbulence, there is a power hidden beneath the chaos that can guide us. It is not external. It does not come from fleeting distractions or momentary pleasures. It is a deep, unwavering strength within us, and it is cultivated through discipline, self-control, and the wisdom of an ancient philosophy. But how do we stay calm and positive when the storm rages on? How do we keep our composure when the world seems to be falling apart around us? The answer lies in the teachings of the Stoics, those who, centuries ago, discovered that peace is not something that happens to us. It is something we create. 1. Accept what you cannot control. The first step to remaining calm is to understand what is within your control and what is not. The Stoics taught us that we must not waste our energy on what lies outside our power. The actions of others, the direction of the world, the unpredictable forces of nature, they are not ours to command. What is within our control, however, is how we choose to respond to them. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, warned us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Our desire for control over the uncontrollable leads to frustration, anger, and despair. When we release the need to control everything, we free ourselves from the emotional chaos that so often takes hold. We learn to navigate life's stormy seas without being tossed about by every wave. We choose to respond with wisdom, with patience, with calm. 2. Embrace discomfort. There is no true peace without discipline, no lasting strength without hardship. Stoicism teaches us that discomfort is not our enemy, it is our teacher. When we resist discomfort, we resist growth. We seek refuge in fleeting